Guys, my name's Thomas Brown, world traveler. Been doing that. All Devin's little shout out, wanting to get some people to talk about other countries. So I was like, yeah, I'll get on there and share a little bit of my experiences. What's up, Devin?
Glad to have you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So, what made you actually come to Costa Rica?
Uh I usually do most things by my gut, but the ladies are just unbelievable. Like unbelievable in Costa Rica. Like I'm in Florida right now because I'm house sitting my buddy's house, but they got ladies here in Florida, but it is not like Costa Rica. Costa Rica is just mwah, just mwah.
Oh, dope. So, what time of the year do you think is best to travel to Costa Rica?
I've been there 3 times, and this time, I was just there for a month. I've just been here in Orlando like 3 days, and I got the first sunburn I ever got in my life. So I don't know if you want to go during this time because I've never had a sunburn before. So I was taking a shower and I was all good, and then I turned around and was like, ah! So I felt what a sunburn felt like. But it's weird because it's only like 85 ish, but you still get a sunburn because there's just something about the elevation that sun just gets at you. So I'd probably say 2 or 3 months before right now or after, if that makes sense.
Okay. So, what would you say is like the best tourist spot in Costa Rica?
Everyone talks about Jaco Beach. It's kind of like, got that Medellin Poblado area thing going on. It's got the Patong Beach, Thailand, Phuket thing. Um, it's cool. Lots of pros running around, if y'all know what that is. But it's a nice little vibe. But like Patong and everything else, it's got all your goods and your bads right in your face.
Oh, dope.
Well, you know what else? What else? So there's a Guanacaste area, which is like really far north, where like the Four Seasons, Ryu, and all that stuff is. There's a beach up there called Tamarindo. It's not wildly expensive. It's pretty good. It's nice, but literally every person, all you see is board shorts and bikinis all day long. People just live in their swimsuits up there, but it's pretty cool. Nice little beach. So maybe check out Tamarindo, Playa Hermosa. They've got like the cool little villas and crazy sunsets and that type of stuff. They're even selling land for any of you guys that are investing because Costa Rica got a little setup right now for foreign investors. But I'd probably say go check those places out. San Jose is the city, obviously, but those would probably be the best tourist places. I would say they got enough to accommodate you guys for whatever you want, whatever you want.
Okay. So, I know for the audience who may not know, where's actually Costa Rica located by, like
Yeah,
country-wise?
you asking me? I don't know any better. I just know it's a 2.5 hour flight from Orlando, so it's kind of like, how would I say? Like I was searching the map, and it's like right in between. Bro, you asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Like is it by like the United States?
Yeah. It's close. It's close. It's like the southern part of it's like south of the United States over by Florida area. If you took like a 2.5 hour flight south, you'll be there. It's not very far from here.
Okay.
You could get there on Spirit Airlines, American. Let's see, what did I see over there? American Spirit, Southwest. It's that close.
So, how much money do you think people would need to actually start living over there in Costa Rica?
Bad news, guys. Coast is expensive. I have a place in Thailand. I have a penthouse in Thailand, and I only paid $900. And in 2 weeks, I spent like $2,800 in Costa Rica. It's the prices are like American. It's not cheap. I hate to say that to you guys. It's not cheap, even though you're getting that Costa Rica, Mexico feel, Medellin feel. It's just not cheap. You could probably get an Airbnb, a decent one for like 1,600 for the whole month. That's a little, yeah. And that's not a nice. That's an okay Airbnb. If you want to get something like I got in Thailand, you're paying like 3,800 in Costa. It's wild. It's just what it is there. I rented a Airbnb in Cocoa Beach, which is not that. I mean, it's not really my flavor. You know those bars, where people go to like hole in the wall bars and that crowd that you have there? That's like all of Cocoa Beach. And I paid $700 for 5 day stay at a condo Airbnb there. So it was a little pricey, and the food was up there too.
Oh wow, I'm guessing because it's like a small island over there, why everything's so expensive.
It's just popular. It's popular. Like if you go to Tamarindo Beach, you see nothing but like Canadians and Americans. Taco, same thing. So there's a lot of tourism over there. There's a dope city called Uvita. If you guys ever get on Instagram, look up, what is it called? The Costa Rica Art Villas. I've stayed there. It's amazing. You've probably seen it all over TikTok and everything. Check that out if you ever get a chance. It's a cool place. It's not too far from the States, so people come over often, if that makes sense. But I don't want that to deter anybody. Like, I know what this whole passport bros thing is about, and Costa got it. Costa's got it for sure.
Speaking of passport bros, what's your actual thoughts on the passport bros, the
Man,
movement?
bro, I've been a passport bro long before passport bros were passport bros. I was, I was,
Hey,
I used to fly for the airline, so I already knew. I already knew. So when the movement came out, I was like, yes, sir. Like, this is time for all these little buster chicks we got in the States to be like, guess what? They better looking. They speak more languages. They more feminine. They give more. They're more agreeable. They got family values. They got fashion. They cook. They clean. It's dope. And the same here in Costa. They was like that in Costa. I go on some dates or whatever, and they was cooking, cleaning, whatever. It was great.
oh wow, yeah, I know, especially with the American women, man. It's hard to find a good one because it's like a needle in a haystack to find the actual traditional values in the woman. So
They want to argue about everything.
yeah, it's sad.
I'm like, what are we arguing about? We arguing about crab legs right now for real? Like, come on, man. No, they're not. They real chill over there. Like, they're really chill. They're Latina, so they spicy. They spicy, but in that good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what about the apartments over there in Costa Rica? Is it pretty expensive?
I think so. I mean, it depends. It depends on your budget. Okay, I came from Scottsdale, Arizona, which is like probably one of the most expensive cities you could have. So everything to me was a pretty good deal. But I mean, you can find a decent place for 15, 1600, and if that's like in San Jose, right? And then you'll have like your gym and your pool and all your amenities and all that sort of thing. But it's not like fancy. It's nice, but it's not if you've ever looked up an Airbnb in like Medellin or Bogota, Cartagena, those are fire. You know, they're not like that. They're normal apartments, but it's okay. Like I could deal with it. And like I said, the ladies kind of make you be fine with dealing with whatever out here because they're just abundant everywhere.
So what's the actual preferred public transportation over there?
You know what? If you're in the city, you gotta have a four. You gotta have a car. You gotta have a 4x4. uh Costa Rica's interesting. Like if you go to Uvita and go to the art villas, you go up a grade like this, and the truck is like blah blah to pull up to $1 million houses. It's just how it is. There's no real freeway, so you'll be going down this road that's been beat up, and you'll come up on a pothole the size of a washing machine. So you gotta have a 4x4. And it doesn't. I
Okay.
don't mean like a Jeep. I don't mean like a Jeep or anything like that. It's just got to be 4-wheel drive.
So do they use like Uber over there, or is it more expensive to use Uber?
No, they do. They do. They use Uber, and it's not bad. Uber's not bad. Uber Eats is not bad, but it depends on where you're at. Like if you're in like Jaco, if you're in Jaco Beach, or let's say you're in Tamarindo or Cocoa Beach, I would say preferred transportation would be a golf cart. to be honest.
Oh, wow, that's interesting though.
I love it. Just sit out there and whip that little golf cart around.
So what's the everyday food choices over there that people go for?
They got
It's-
that Latin cuisine. They got that rice. They got this like special rice that they give you, and they offer it with your breakfast and everything. I'm not fond of the rice, not that way, but I mean it's got that Latin cuisine, I guess you would say. There was a place over in Cocoa Beach that I would like pull up on, and she made fried chicken. Let me tell you, fellas, I know we connoisseurs of fried chicken, but this lady got us beat. I never had fried chicken that good in my life. Like she cooks it out of her house, and then she gives you like what are those bananas that aren't bananas that they got over there? She gives you those plantains. She give you like a sweet plantain with it. It's dope. I don't know how she made that fried chicken like that, but Lord have mercy. I'll tell you right now, it's in Cocoa Beach. You can ask anybody if you go to Cocoa, ask her for the lady that makes fried chicken out of her house. Everybody knows who she is. And we pull up in our cars and golf carts lying down the street like she's fire. Fire.
So how are the restaurants over there? Is it pretty good? Pretty good food from your experience, or run
Yeah,
down?
yeah. They've got pretty nice restaurants kind of everywhere, especially the resorts. The resorts have like banging restaurants in them with views to die for. Like there's one in Tamarindo where the restaurant is like this really high end built open air with lamps like hanging out of the trees on the beach. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Mm. So what would you say is like the average food cost in the major cities or from those restaurants?
I'm telling you, it's like 10, $12 a meal. I know. It's not like Thailand. When I go to Thailand, I spend like $1.50 on a fire ass meal. But it's like 10, $12, 10, 12, 10 to $12.
So I'm guessing it's around like American prices or a little bit lower,
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah, just a little bit lower. Yeah, it is like I mean, the part where you save some money is like their cell phones are cheap, like their little SIM card is pretty cheap. It's not like America. Um Haircuts. I know we care about haircuts. Haircuts there are 6,000 colones. It's like $10 for everything. They did the little part. They did all the parts for me. Everything, beard trim, all of it,
Mm. So what about the
and they
health and
good.
fitness?
I mean, I didn't see a lot of gyms and stuff. If that's what you're wondering, but I'm sure you can find them. Here, I will tell you this. This happened while I was up there in Cocoa. Some dude got a wreck on his motorcycle, and I'm medically trained, so I'm obliged to help out. And I had to think about that because it took about 45 minutes for the ambulance to get there. And the people was just driving around him on the road. But Coco's a small town, but I didn't like that too much. So if you guys come, I'd probably look at like Jaco Beach, San Jose, San Rafael, those places that are a little more like developed, if you even care about that. But Tamarindo, they said they take a while to get there too, but that place is wildly popular. But I didn't. I will say, but me coming from the field that I come from, where we're like first responders, I did not like that. I call them. They do have 911. That's by 911 instead of like 001 like other countries or 011, but it's 911. And there's only one main road in Cocoa, and they still didn't know what I was talking about. And I thought that wasn't. I didn't like that. I did not like that.
Mm.
But again, that was like Cocoa Beach, Tamarindo Beach, which is in Guanacaste area, which is like north, right? But also, what'll throw you off is the Four Seasons is out there. It's the most expensive Four Seasons I've ever seen in my life. It was like $2,500 a night, and it was amazing. So it's got super luxe, and then like the rest of this, whatever. I don't know. That's just that Guanacaste area. If you stay down in the San Jose area, everything is pretty like a city.
Oh wow. So how would you say is like the fashion sense over there? Like what do people usually wear?
It's hot, bro. It's hot. All I saw was bikinis and board shorts, bro, all day. And I had no complaints whatsoever, man. But the beaches was cool though. Like you be laying on this little beach, like they charge like $1 to get a chair, like a lounge chair, and then like they would have these horses walk by, and you could do like horse riding in the water, and then they had obviously those guys that fly up on those like the boat poles that parachute up with you, and the guys that go up with you. There's a guy that rides with you. He like hangs on the bottom and then like climbs up on your shoulders. It's wild, and when they land, he flips off and gets off to help you. They're like some acrobats over there, but it was cool.
Oh wow, you actually said horse riding in the water? How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you never seen those girls putting them little thirst traps on Instagram where they're like riding the horse in the water. They do that over there. Like it's just in the shallow part of the water. They just walk them through.
Oh wow, I had never saw that before. So that's
Yeah, it's
kind of new
cool.
to me.
They like if you're just laying there, you'll see them walk by with like 5 horses, and you can just say, "Hey, I want to ride," whatever.
Mm. So speaking of beaches, man, how's like the nightlife over there and like the day life over there?
So Coco's interesting. Coco during the day just seems like this whatever town. At night, it turns into a whole nother world. I mean, cars you can't park anywhere. There's a couple clubs out there. One called Coco Nuts and one called Zy Lounge or something like that, and they just blow up, like blow up. And the girls that you didn't see all day, you see them at night over there, and I don't know where they come from, but they're glorious, glorious. If you go to Tamarindo, you see them all day, all night. So you see them all day, and then at night it gets even better. Um, they love us though. If y'all are wondering, they love us. Like there was a couple girls. I'll tell you a little story. I'll keep it as G as I can. Um, I met some chick on Bumble, right? It just popped up, and then she was a little insecure about her English, so she says, um, I'm sorry, but my friend speaks better English. I didn't read that. I got it mixed up with some other messages, and then the next day she asked me for my WhatsApp. So I give her my WhatsApp, and I get a call from some random girl, and she was like, "Hey, hi, I'm so and so's friend," and she could tell I was confused. And she's like, "She didn't tell you I was going to call," and I was like, "No." That was wrong though. She did. I just didn't read it. I got it mixed up with another message. And she goes, "Well, do you want me to send you pictures?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever." She sent me pictures and she was a baddie. I was like, "Yes. What's up?" Right? So we're talking to her a little bit. For a couple days later, she said, "Can I come see you?" I said, "Sure, if you want to come see me, whatever. And I go, "Do you got transportation though?" And she said, "Give me 3 minutes. I'll call you back." So she calls me back and she says, "Can I bring my friend?" So I'm thinking, "Oh, you're a nice girl. You're kind of translate for your friend, right?" So I was like, "Sure, I mean, yeah, I guess that's nice of you. And then I said, "But what if we're out late? Like we might be late. You guys gonna have to come up here. It's like an hour drive." And she said, "I don't know. Maybe we both like you." And I was like, "Are you saying what I think you're saying? And she's like, "Yeah, maybe we both like you." And I said, "Was your friend gonna be okay with that?" And she goes, "She's my best friend." So I'm like, say less, right? I'm not gonna mess something up. I'm gonna let it happen. So then she shows up. We're sitting there at dinner, and I'm staring at her friend, and I'm like, that don't look like the girl on Bumble, right? So I'm like, what's happening here? So but she didn't speak any English, the other girl, so it kind of fit. So then used the translator, and I spoke to the other girl, and I said, "Hey, how long have you guys been friends?" And she responded back. She says, "We're not friends. We're sisters." And I was like, "Oh, shoot, what's going on?" Right? So then I go, "Do you know what your sister's plan was?" And she goes, "Yeah, good plan," like that. And I'm thinking, I don't think this girl knows what's going on. Right? So then I tell the other girl, I said, "Hey, this is your sister, not your friend." She said, "Yeah, I know. I brought my sister." And I'm like, what are you guys up to? Right? Because now I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know, like, what's going on. You both fine, but I don't know what's up. And she just looked at me and she goes, "Tomas," she goes, It's me and my sister's fantasy. I was like, what's your fantasy? And she said, me and my sister want to go together with big black men. That's all I need to say because it went down, bro. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, she really, that was it. So her friend showed me her picture. She saw me, and then she called her sister and said, I found one. And, and I asked them, I said, how long have you guys had this plan? She said, for a year. They'd been wanting to try that for a year.
Oh
They
wow.
freaks, bro. They wild, bro. They wild. I can't say much on here. Maybe if I was talking to you one on one, I could tell you some stuff because it was wild.
I might have to set up like a Patreon just for that, just exclusive.
You might have to because it was wild, man. Every time I tell my buddies that they laugh so hard. Because I mean, that really was that girl's fantasy. She was somewhere else, man. I was like, damn.
So hearing that story, I guess are there not really that much black people out there in Costa Rica?
Let me think. I don't think so. I'm so used to traveling solo and being the minority everywhere I go. I don't even look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think there aren't very many. I'm not a small guy though. I'm like an ex defensive lineman D1. So I'm a big boy, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I definitely like stick out a little bit. Yeah, the last brother I saw, there was some Green Berets that came and stayed at the AC Hotel in Heredia over there with where I was staying, and there was a brother there that was pretty yoked out. But obviously he's the Green Beret, so you know he's like super yoked. That's all I could think of. There wasn't any. Damn, I never thought about that till you asked me.
Man, I just heard that you're actually a D lineman, man. I used to actually
Yeah.
play defensive line. I played defensive tackle.
Oh, damn. I was a
Yeah.
DN, so you was a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, how would you explain like the women over there? Were they like really, really feminine compared to the United States?
Oh, no problems, man. No problems, bro. They like okay, there's like a varying range of them, okay? And what I found out is the more tatted they are, the more freakaleaks they are, bro. Like, I'm telling you. I wish I could say some stuff right now, man. I wish I could say some stuff right now. But yeah, I met a few that were pretty tatted up and they took me for a ride, bro. I was like, whoa. Then like, but this is what I've learned, and I've kind of learned this out here. It happens a lot. If you meet them on Tinder or Bumble, if it's up to you. If you want a pro, you want a pro. If you don't want a pro, you don't want a pro. But this is how you can tell. If they move you to WhatsApp really fast, they're a pro. If they'll talk to you on Tinder and Bumble for a while, they're probably not a pro. That's the easiest way to know. If they want to get you off of the app and get you on WhatsApp really fast, they're a pro. So they'll talk to you. And baby, they always call you baby like right away. They're a pro. You know what I mean by that? A pro? They're a prostitute.
So, I guess
Yes.
what would you say is like the best place to actually meet these women? Like
You
feminine,
know what? You know
necessarily.
what? Like, if you show up as a brother, you just stick out. Like, they'll be like on dates. I don't know if they're on their dates or their brother or whatever, and you walk by and they're just looking at you like this. So, like, we kings over there, bro. We are kings in Costa Rica.
Mm,
They love
passport
us.
king.
They love us over there, man. I mean, you gotta have somewhat of a personality, and it goes the same hierarchy as like everywhere else. The hotter she is, the more she's seen. So if you don't have a little bit of game or you can't conversate, she don't want. You do have an advantage being American and being a big brother. At least I found out there because like I've traveled all over the world, and anytime I'm in Costa, Medellin, Rio, my Tinder blows up, like blows up. So they like us. They like us in those places.
Speaking of Tinder, how's like the online dating over there? Is it pretty easy, pretty hard?
I mean, it's easy, but it's like 50-50. Like I said, it's 50% pros, 50% regular girls. You have to figure that out or take both, whatever you want.
Okay.
And they don't hide it. Like when they're pros, they don't hide it. Like they'll talk to you for a few sentences and then they'll hit you with whatever their cost is.
So would you say that people over there speak English, or do you have to learn their language?
Um, I think they know a little bit of English. Does that make sense? Like enough to kind of have a conversation. But if you speak Spanish, yeah, you're definitely much further along. But now this is just for like the dating. Anywhere you go, any hotel, whatever, they all speak English. Any restaurant, like all of them.
What percentage do you think they actually speak English? If you had to give a rough estimate.
Oh, like 65, 70%. You're good there. I mean, it's obviously it's not like Belize where the whole place speaks English, even though it's a third world country. But it's like 65, 70%. But it's not like great English. It's just enough for you to be able to converse, you know. I
Hmm.
don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with translator though. I just talk to my phone and let Siri talk to her. I don't care.
Okay. So for the guys out there who actually want to travel and be a passport bro and just work online, let's say for example they failed their online job, or you got fired for some odd reason. What can they do to actually get a job as like a tourist over there in Costa Rica?
What I'm seeing that they hire a lot of like gringos are like the restaurants and stuff like that. They like that you can speak English, if that makes sense. But it's not a ton of money, you know. And here's another thing. Here's another thing I forgot to tell you when you're asking about the rent. What I would do is everything you see that's advertised is gringo priced. Everything. So the best thing is to get there, get a Airbnb for a day or two or a hotel, and get out in the streets and meet people and try to find a tico. They call them a tico. TICO. They call them ticos. These are people that are like local business people. So they'll have like a home for rent or they'll have like 4 or 5 cars to rent. And I ended up getting my car for like, I had an SUV for like $60 a day. No insurance. I'd have to pay insurance. If you get that from Hertz, it's like $120 a day plus $80 insurance. It's outrageous. Like, I don't know how they can even ask that because I've been in Europe and rented like a 7 Series BMW with $1,000 deposit, right? And it was what you would expect to pay. There, I have an Amex Platinum, so they cover my insurance, and it's better than the insurance you could buy. And they're like, fine, fine, you don't have to have insurance, but you have to do a $3,000 deposit. They're wild. So find a Tico, and they don't care. And if you pay a Tico cash, he'll even give you a better price.
Yeah, shout out to
And
American Express, man. I like them. They're good credit.
yeah, yeah, they good, but and Costa Rica has a partnership with American Express. I don't know if you ever heard that, but you'll see it on the freeway. Costa Rica, the country, has a partnership with American Express, so you can use it pretty much everywhere there,
Mm,
which is kind of rare internationally.
yeah.
But I'm not even kidding. You drive and you'll see a little sign, and it says "Official Partners of American Express." Like it's crazy.
So, have you had any experience with any rich people over there in Costa Rica?
Yeah, they all own properties. Like they all buy a bunch of land and they all build these properties because they say they get such good prices on the rentals there. Um, and Costa Rica has a deal and they advertise it on television where they will finance you up to 70% if you have a development that the country approves of. So if you can build a hotel or a multifamily high density, something like that, and you can prove that you can do this, they will finance it 70% for you, even if you're not Costa Rican.
Mm.
That's wild. And they take 1.7% ownership. That's it.
Oh wow,
So
God,
if
that's
you
the
got
hidden
a
gem right there.
yeah, if you're a businessman and you can put together development, you know, like I don't know, like what I would do if it was me, I'd do multifamily high density, maybe not, maybe medium density. I'd probably do like 50, 60 apartments, and then I would do restaurants and retail below it in the parking lot. And that's kind of what I would do. That's what they're looking for. And they advertise this. They advertise this. They're looking for people that can do that. And they will finance you as a country 70%.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
they're blowing up.
so would you say there's like any negative traits that people have in Costa Rica from your experience?
I mean, it's a personal annoyance, I guess you would say. They don't have street lights. Okay, I don't know why. And people ride their bikes and walk down the street like they're a car with no reflectors and no lights. I don't know how people don't get killed.
Mm. So I'm guessing it's
I'm
pretty safe over there.
yeah, but I mean, going from my apartment I had in Cocoa Beach just to go to the main road, I'm on a golf cart and you'll see like people walking, you'll see people on their bicycles, you'll see people on motorcycles, you'll see other people in golf carts and ATVs, and sometimes they just don't have lights, like they're just walking. But the thing that throws me off is I don't know why they don't walk off to the side of the road. They just walk right down the middle of the road like they're a car,
Mm.
and if you don't see them, oh, there was many times that I was like, damn, I almost ran that dude over.
So would you say there's any dangers to be aware of over there in Costa Rica?
I mean, it's like anywhere else. If you're a dummy and you got all this bling bling and you trying to like stick out and prop yourself up, that brings negative attention even in America. You know what I'm saying? But over there, yeah, you probably get robbed if you were dumb like that.
Okay. What about their religion over there?
I don't know.
Christianity.
I am not the guy. I'm a heathen. I
So
do not know.
do you have any extra stories for the viewers over there in Costa Rica?
I think I told you about the sisters,
Yeah.
but I will say I'm a bro. I think that Costa. I think people are sleeping on Costa because Costa gives you like Medellin, Bogota, Cartagena women without the crime. Does that make sense? Like I had girls come over and I fell asleep and woke up and I forgot to put my wallet in the safe. They didn't even touch it. They didn't even mess with it.
Hmm.
So but yeah, I think it's the safer Colombia, but they will not let you down. Like I have never swiped right. I had to pay for gold, so I didn't run out of swipes because they were all fine. I was like right, 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 right. There were so many of them, and like they're and then here's dude, don't go to the mall. Like you go to the mall, you'll never want to go home. Like all the classy ones are in the mall. There was one I was like, I almost followed her in the store and I couldn't even help it. I was like, you can't be this fine. She was that fine, bro. Like I saw her all the way across the parking lot, and I could tell she had like a dime body. I could tell all the way. So I waited, and when she walked by, I was like, "This is wild. This is like literally looking at that Instagram girl that's putting thirst traps, but she's standing right in front of me. Beautiful hair, beautiful little waist, beautiful body, beautiful lips, face, eyes. Oh, it's ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
So Thomas, do you have any last words for the viewers out there in the world?
I mean, if you are a Latin lover, I would say check out Costa Rica. I think people aren't checking it out. They looking. I mean, I got a video of two of them already trying to have me wife them. You know what I mean? Like they looking. Um, and I don't think that they are looking necessarily to get green cards. They 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 just want. I don't know. They're just lovers. Like you just have to see like on a date, they just snuggle up to you and like they just love to be in that space. So I'd say go to Costa and check it out. Like all you guys are going to Medellin and Thailand and all that. Costa got it too. It's just a little more to be in Costa. So you got to have your shit together a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Thailand, I have a place in Thailand they're I don't know how to explain it. They're beautiful, but it doesn't like turn me on that them girls. I don't know why, but Latin girls, big, tall, short, thin, curvy, whatever. I love it all. So if you're a Latin guy like me, of course, Medellin, who doesn't love all that? But Costa's got that. It's got all that without you having to worry about catching some scope. You know what I mean? They don't mess with that. I never got that vibe from anybody.
Mm. So Thomas, if for all the 20-year-olds, like for the guys who's 20 to 30, what advice would you give to them?
About Costa Rica?
Just loaning up as like a man, getting the money on point, whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Today, get in the digital game. Period. Get in the digital game or automate your Amazon setup. Right? Like I got my little brother. He sells cars. We got him automating his setup where he's got people working. I have people that work for me in the Philippines for our concierge service. Like, get in the digital game. In all my travels over the last 10 years, I've come to find out you don't need more than $3,000 or $4,000 to be living like a king in all the countries except for the US, London, and Paris, maybe, right? But everywhere else, I mean, even Dubai, you can even get a nice condo in Dubai for $1,000. People don't know that with all the amenities. So
Oh, that's a
get,
hidden gem.
oh, yeah, Dubai's got it. And this is in a brand new building. Like you'd be the first person in there. But do that, get something digital, figure it out. There's a site called Flippa, FLIPPA.com. You can literally buy digital businesses that are already revenuing. They're just done with them. Get in there and look and see. Some of them are expensive, some of them aren't. Maybe get some ideas. If you're like a fitness, like if you're young, become like a fitness influencer. Create your own like network. Like maybe there's a site called Mighty Networks out there. You can create like your own social media around it. Become a fitness person, charge for a membership, give away workouts every week, whatever. I don't care, but you only got to bring in like $3,000 a month net, and you can live like a king anywhere. And I'm telling you, I was killing it in Scottsdale. I was putting out like 9, 10,000 a month to live in Scottsdale. Had a dope ass townhouse. Had three cars. One was like a semi exotic car, and I was doing that whole American bullshit, right? And then I met here in Costa Rica. I met a baddie girl. She was traveling by herself. She was American, and I just was like, "Where are you going?" And she said she's doing a visa run. And I'm like, "So you live here in Costa?" She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I got to hear the whole story." So she teaches English online. She only makes 1,000 a month and lives fine. And had been living here for 2 years. And if you could see her, she's a baddie, like fake stuff, like she got it all, bro. And that I went home and that just messed up my whole head because I'm looking at I had this obnoxious 90-inch TV on my wall. I had like a BMW i8 Roadster wrapped, had an AMG GT wrapped, had an S550. I thought I was the man. But after talking to her, I just looked at everything and I was like, why? Why am I doing this? Because I was attracting the very girls I did not want. The very girls I did not want. Even though I was in that percentile that they go after in America, they're still jacked up girls. They're still jacked up. So I just was like, I don't want this. I don't want this. And then when I went to Thailand, I signed a lease on a penthouse for $900. I was paying $3,500 for a townhouse with no amenities in Scottsdale. None. It was just modern and cool. So get some digital money. Get digital money. Just get it. I don't care how you do it. Just get it. 3,000 ish, your life will change. You can be anywhere, anywhere. And honestly, like if you haven't traveled much, I always tell people get to London first or get to Asia. American prices is total BS.
It's
So
insane.
like if yeah, it's total BS. If you were to get an airplane ticket from here to Las Vegas, or no, where I lived in Scottsdale to Las Vegas, it's a 45-minute flight. It's still like $300. 45-minute flight. If you're in London and you want to go to Greece, Istanbul, Dublin, France, whatever, it's like $70 ticket. It's ridiculous. Same over there in Asia, Air Asia. Like if I wanted to hop over to Phuket from Bangkok or Malaysia or whatever, $100. $150. This American stuff, it is, they have lied to us. I'm telling you, they have lied to us. Everything is expensive and it's all terrible quality. Like, I fly Cathay Airlines from Hong Kong back all the time, and I don't fly coach. Okay. I have a business. I normally fly first class. I've flown coach with them before, and Korean Airlines. In coach, you literally get a face mister and you get a footrest and you get slippers. You don't get that in America, and the ticket wasn't even near as much money. And you still got a whole meal and everything in the back. And I'm 6'3", like 300, okay? And this guy was sitting next to me with his legs crossed with a baby in his lap. He wasn't even touching me. Had like almost like a 14-inch screen on the back of the seat. If you fall asleep, they put a little sticker on your seat. So when you wake up, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Brown, you didn't get to eat. Would you like to eat now?" It's so much better. So much better.
Yeah, it kind
That's
of
what I
makes
would
you
say.
wonder as well, man. American prices when you actually trying to leave the country is so high. It's like it forces you actually to just want to stay. So I can see why people stay in that regard.
Well, and then they jam you in the plane, no service. The flight attendants hate life, treat you like crap. They're not like that outside the country. They're not. Like Lufthansa, you take a Lufthansa flight. I used to have a girlfriend in the Ukraine. And this is way back in the day when I worked for American, and I could fly to Milan for free. I bought a ticket from Milan. She told me she would meet me in Romania, which is a 14-hour bus ride for her. For me, from the States to Milan and then Milan to Bucharest, Romania was 14 hours total. I got a ticket on Ryanair for €9. That's like $11. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'm telling you. And if you can get a credit card with a lounge pass, do it. That lounge pass changes everything. Like in Barcelona, the lounges got showers in them, and dude, if you could do that, I would tell everyone because especially with my concierge company, we specialize in transitions. You know, lounge pass changes your whole trip. Like it can ruin your trip. Sitting like if you got like a 7 hour layover in Hong Kong or wherever. If you're going to Thailand, it might be in Seoul, Korea, which is really high tech. They got robots that help you out there. But if you're sitting in the terminal, it's not cool. Like it wears you out, stresses you out. If you get a lounge pass, you can go eat, have a buffet, chill, Wi-Fi, newspaper, shower. You'll be surprised how much that changes your day. It's worth it. If not, go to prioritypass.com and just buy a priority pass, $500 for the year, and you get like 25 uses. It is so worth it. People don't want to spend that, but let me tell you, if you go to the terminal and you buy food, you're spending $25 anyways for shit food. Okay, if you pay, that's about what your lounge pass is. 25 times 25, it's like your $500 or so, right? It's the same, but you get a lounge, you get nice cushy seats. You have some of them like in Heath, like not Heathrow, Gatwick, London Gatwick. One of the lounges, you got waiters, private waiters, bring you a newspaper, bring you a cappuccino, bring you lasagna. It's retarded. I fell asleep in Milan and they woke me up. Mr. Brown, your flight is leaving in 20 minutes. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Man, so Thomas, how can people actually get to know more about you and find you?
Um, my IG is Thomas B32. I'm like squatting in the desert. Yeah, definitely add me on there. I'm gonna try to build up my profile a little bit because it seems like a lot of people are calling me and messaging me about travel because I've been traveling for so long. I've been a passport bro for a minute. So but I mean, I was just realizing it then. I was like, yo, these international girls are fire. Like, they cooler, they dress nice, they speak. Listen, you know the sisters are hating, and they're like, you going and trying to take over and talk to girls that barely speak English. Some girl was saying that to the airport. I looked at her. I said, how many languages you speak? And I was like, and Ebonics don't count. She was pissed. And I was like, don't hate on someone that speaks four languages and doesn't speak it perfect when you don't even barely speak your one that good. Don't fall for that nonsense. I don't know what they bugging about. That's just that Western way. But I don't know what you even asked me. What'd you ask me?
This is how people can find more about you.
Oh,
Sell your
just
business,
get on
whatnot.
my IB. I mean, I our businesses, they're private right now. They're about to be in the Apple Store. So look for there'll be a called Caviar Concierge. Will be coming out. We're like $60 a month, and we do all your travels. Like you just message what you want, and we curate everything: helicopter rides, private jet, empty legs, whatever you want. We'll do it all for $60. You got to pay for whatever you buy, but we don't make anything on that. We just hook you up for $60. Our main competitor is Velocity Black. They'll charge you $300 a month to do the same thing. They're a little doper than we are. I'm not gonna lie. They've been around like 13 years, so they could get you into a restaurant that's fully packed. And they could get you a chef's table. They got it like that, but you got to pay $300 a month to get that service. We're giving you almost that service for $60. We do have a singles network coming out. It's going to be called Cupid and Caviar. You will see that popping up in the App Store probably 4 months. We're in beta right now, stress testing it to see how many concurrent users it can handle. It's a full app. We do feel like single people are the most underserved community out there. So we built a singles network on top of a social network. And we did make the search where we search if you want to find a date or you want to find, another partner or whatever. We match on lifestyle, not whatever this BS is that everybody else does that doesn't really match you on anything. If you match on lifestyle, you're more the same and you have more time to get to know each other, right? So we have like a jet setter lifestyle, which is going to be most passport bros. We got one called Hollywood. And those people that need to go to the restaurant that's super popping that they can't afford just to say that they've been there. That's those people. We got the active lifestyle, cultured, homebodies. You can click one or all. But the magic with us is we took the groups that come in social networks and we repurposed them as like meetup mixers that you get to use and create for free. So on a macro level, we match on lifestyle. On a micro level, you could have a traveling group, a dinner group, bicycle, hiking, whatever. And what we've solved for you is that everybody that RSVPs to one of your events that you make, that everybody's single. Everyone that shows up is single. Everything. And that's the hardest part is figuring out if they're single, if they're even a guy nowadays, you don't even know. Or a girl. If they're even a girl, you don't even know. So most of that. And then there's one thing we did that we feel like is almost better than live is since you can make these mixers and RSVP and throw a dinner party or whatever, and all these people can follow and show up at the dinner party, we put RSVPs and ticketing in there so that you don't have to waste your money on people not showing up. They got to pay, or you can make it free, whatever you want. But when people come, they have to RSVP. So if you're the host and you see this baddie and you were busy hosting and you guys look at each other, but she leaves before you get a chance to talk to her, if you're on our network, you can go and see who the RSVP was. And you can message her and be like, I saw you looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. Maybe we should link up because I didn't have time. I'm sorry, but I'd love to get to know you. You can't do that in real life. You miss them, you miss them. So that's one thing we have an advantage with that. And again, that's called Cupid and Caviar. That should be out in about 4 months because we're onloading 50,000 free users. If you're interested in being one of the free users, add me again at ThomasB32 on Instagram, and I'll see if I can add you in. All right? That's what's good.
Cool. And there you have it, guys. Make sure to look after yourselves from around the world, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thanks for having me on, man.